Hello, everybody, and welcome to our practice today. My name is Mary, and I just need you to take a look around you, make sure that you're set up for your practice today. You don't need much, just your body. If you use props, you have things around you to protect your knees, or if you have yoga blocks that you like to use during your practice, feel free. Make sure your hair is set in a way that doesn't get into your face and that you have room to move around, give a little twirl, reach up, make sure there's nothing above you, and just make sure that you've got some room so that when we are doing our practice, we're not worried about knocking anything over. All right, so as always, I would like to say that um, we it is a practice of mind and body, and so we have many thoughts going on in our brains. They have nothing to do with our body, most of them. Okay, so what I need you to do is come down onto your mat, find a place that feels good for you. I don't normally start off lying down, but today let's start lying on our backs. So go ahead and get yourself into a nice supine position. Your knees can be bent, and just let those knees touch. The feet are out to the side. Take your hands, place them face down on the floor beside you. Walk your shoulders underneath you just a little bit so that we've got a nice long spine without rolled shoulders. Just pull those shoulders down and away from your ears. And now, once we've got that, go ahead and just close your eyes and take a deep breath in and let it go. We'll do that 2 more times. A nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time. A nice big deep breath and let it go. Okay, so when we take in those deep breaths, we're usually breathing right into our bellies. What I need you to do now is brace your core. So you're going to pull your ribs in towards your hips so that you've got a core brace. So we're pressing our backs into our mats. This will press our feet into the floor a little bit more. Not like we're doing a full hip bridge, but we've got that firm surface of the feet. The shoulders are away from your ears from our beginning. And now with that same brace, I want you to take a breath in using your diaphragm as opposed to the full belly breath that is normally yoga. So go ahead and take a deep breath in, keep the belly brace, and then exhale. Pretend there's somebody sitting on your belly, so you don't want to release that tension. Take a deep breath in because you still got to breathe if someone's sitting on you. So inhale, and then exhale, release. Now, hopefully, we're feeling the difference between those two breaths. Inhale and exhale. Now, keeping that core brace throughout this entire practice, we're going to start with just our arms. Raise your front arm all the way up and exhale, bring it down back to your side. Back arm, inhale up and exhale, float it down. One more time, core braced, pressing the feet into the floor, lifting the hand up over the head. Slowly bring it down. We're just warming up the shoulders. Other side, inhale and exhale. Okay, feet are hip distance apart. We've got both feet firmly on the mat. We're just going to take that front foot, lift it up, core is still braced, knee over ankle, and then place it back down. Do the same thing with the other side. Hips should stay stable and locked to the ground. With that core brace, it prevents the hips from swaying. If you don't have your core braced, you're going to notice that there's a little tip in those hips. So go ahead and use the core, use your hip flexors to use that motion to pull the knee up, stack it, and then place it back down. One more time and place it back down. All right, opposite hand to knee. So front hand, back knee, you're going to lift them both up and then place it back down. Lift the front and knee and opposite hand and place it back down, core locked on. Go ahead and lift, reach, and place it back down. Lift, reach, and place it back down. Go ahead and stack your knees. And we're going to now Do the same thing, except it's going to be a heel tap. So front arm back, heel, tap, hand overhead, and brace. Now you have to have that core locked in a little bit more now because the legs are above. So now we're really starting to see how the core has to engage to move your limbs further apart from your body. Your strength comes from your core. If you have a strong core, you'll be able to do a lot more motions. If you do not have a strong core, you'll lose stability and you'll lose range of motion. All right. If you're good, go ahead and extend that front leg out, backhand, and bring it back to the beginning. Go ahead and extend again. You don't have to go as far as me. You don't have to move on from the first level. These are all just testing to see how much more of your core has to engage. And then reach. We're trying to take a breath with each movement. Big inhale, still locking that core, breathing through the diaphragm, and then doing the same thing on the other side. Big inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to add on more. Walk your hands further down, lift your chest, shoulders off the mat, and tuck the chin. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the front hand and back leg and extend it. Now the upper abs are involved. Your hand may not reach the floor behind you. It might just be the thumb tap. The heel doesn't have to touch. And in fact, your feet can be on the floor. Tuck that chin and look between your knees to protect your neck and reach. Now, as your shoulders get a little bit more warmed up, maybe you can tap your fingertips to the floor like me. Maybe the shoulder girdle won't allow that today. Don't worry about it. You're just reaching and squeezing in the core. One more time. Reach and release everything down. All right, so we should have a nice core feeling, sensation of warmth. We're going to continue with this one, except we're going to double it up. So let's just start with the hands, both hands up over your head, both hands come down, both knees up over your hips, and both feet down. Good. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. One more time. You can stay with this flow, which is fantastic. Again, now we're just moving items together, limbs together, or we can go with a knee raise and hand raise, and then lightly tap both down. Now, if you want a little extra in this one, don't touch the toes down, don't touch the hands down. Hover it about an inch off the floor. Really feel that core. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, lower. I think you know where we're going to go. Inhale, exhale, lower. Go ahead and bring those knees up, and we're going to take it out. So both hands and legs reach out. Go all the way out, and then bring them back in. Head stays down first, okay? And again, you can go to this position, a 45-degree, 35-degree angle, or you can go, if you have the ability to keep your back against the mat, go fully out and then fully in. Good. Big inhale. Brace that core. Exhale, squeeze it out. Inhale. We always level up for those who need the leveling. If you're good here and you're feeling that you need a break, take your break. If you are ready, go ahead and curl up. All right. And you can stay up in this one. You can place the head down as you go. So let's try a few of them where we're just placing our head down and then bringing our chin to chest. So extend out. Oh my, so much fun. And then squeeze. Those are the upper abs. Go out and squeeze up. Two more times, and then I'll give you the ultimate, and then we'll take our first break. All right. Reach and squeeze. Now you can stay up. You just reach out and just hover those hands and feet above the ground, shoulders off the mat, and bring it in. Two more. You can tell the intensity in my voice has changed. Squeeze. Oh my goodness. Are you shaking like me? Out and in. Release. All right, shake that head out side to side. If you used any of your neck muscles, you want to shake those out. And then we're going to take our knees and drop them to the front. Go ahead and bring your knees back through center and over to the other side. Let's add in our neck. So as your knees come to the front, you look to the back. Shoulders stay firmly on the mat. Inhale and exhale to twist. We'll do that one more time each side because it feels so good after all that work. Bring it back to the center and over and back. All right. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Hold onto your knees and tuck your chin. I just want you to roll a little bit forward and backward. If this is good for you, you can start to roll all the way up. Place your feet down and then curve your spine and roll back. Roll all the way up, hold, and roll back. 2 more times, up and back. Last time, up and roll back. If you can, roll and hover your feet. Okay, and roll back. Roll and hover, hold, bracing that core to stay balanced. Try it a few times and see how it feels. I'm holding onto my knees. That gives me a little bit more to pull up with, a little bit more stability. Roll and hold. Are you ready to take this one a little further? Take those hands up, thumbs up, shoulders back. Roll back, have some fun. Roll up and try and hold it. Good. Roll back and all the way up and hold it. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, hold. Last time, roll and hold. Release. We're all seated now. Go ahead and come into the center of your mat. Sitting cross-legged or a way that feels good for you. Go ahead and place your hands on your knees. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. We're just going to pull ourselves through. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pull your elbows in at your side. Stick your chest forward and look up to the sky. Nice curvature of the spine here. Just hold it for a second and really pull on those knees to squeeze your elbows in at the sides. And then we're going to slowly unwind it out, arch the back the other way, hold on to your knees, lean back as much as you can, and gaze up into your navel. And just hold here. Feel that stretch. You should feel it across your shoulders into the back. We're going to do that a little bit faster now. So we're going to take a big inhale, pull forward, look up. Exhale, pull back and round. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And last one, inhale and exhale. All right, let's go ahead and continue with work for the abdominals, but we're going to hit those side obliques now. So you're in the center of your mat. And once you're there, I want you to place your elbow down and your hand out. You're going to take your knees over to the side and reach the other hand out. It's going to take you a second to figure this one out, okay? And then we're just going to switch and drop the other elbow and have the hand straight on the other side. Okay, so right elbow comes down, left lifts, and then we sweep to the other side. Okay, have you got that? That you can place the elbow down and lift the other one up? You got to play with that range of motion. Both hands are down and you're able to grip and push the mat away. Now that we've got that, go ahead and come back to the right side and lift your feet off. Pull your knees up into your chest and lift the chest up. Go ahead and push over to the other side. Good. So now we're just floating the feet off. Anytime you know that you can put the feet down. Go ahead, windshield wipe. Keep lifting the chest. And then bring the knees to the other side. Keep pulling the knees in towards your body. Starting to feel the side oblique at this point. Using your core muscles and your chest openers to work your shoulders. All right. Now that we've got this, go ahead and come back to the right side. Kick your left leg out. Go ahead, bring it back through center and other side. Go ahead and squeeze to rotate. Inhale, exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Last time. Inhale, exhale. I think you know where you're going. You know with me. All right. Both knees over. Extend out. Bring them in. Over. Extend them out. Good. Keep the chest lifted. Push with that left hand and then push with that right hand. Lift the chest and like you're pointing your toes to touch something on the wall. Go ahead and point, pull in, and point, pull in. Oh, let's have more fun. Point, keep your toes pointed. Wipe all the way over to the one side. Go ahead and draw that rainbow over. Now, the more you pull your feet up to go to the sky, keep your chest lifted, and you really got to use those core all the way up. Are you game for more? If you are, come up, draw down like a circle of a figure eight, and then up, cross the center, and down. So now that we've got it, add in the arms. Switch sides. Bring it up and switch sides. Bring it up, squeeze. You're using all aspects of your side obliques, your lower abs, and your upper abs because legs are heavy. One more time. Go ahead, sweep down and up. Last time, sweep down and up. Release. Whew. How are your sides doing? You feeling it? All right, let's take those hands all the way up. Interlace your fingers. Tip over to your right side. Keep your left butt cheek down. Don't lift it up. Don't compensate. A nice stretch all the way down that left side. Inhale all the way up. And then switch to the other side. Mind your right butt cheek. Again, we always think about reaching further. We always want to tip further. It's not about that. It's about grounding yourself and then reaching to get the stretch. Don't worry what it looks like. I want you to feel it right from your lats all the way down to the side, right down until you feel it all the way through that side body. Go ahead and come sit up and release down. All right, let's go ahead and get into these hamstrings a little bit. So stretching out those feet, lift your butt, point your toes up, okay, and sit up nice and tall. Your hips are in cement. They are solidly down. So go ahead and walk your butt side to side. Make sure you're grounded. And then take your hands and put your knuckles together. Once you've got the knuckles together, we're just going to get the elbows level with our hands. And we can see that they're level. And we're just going to press. And right there, we're going to feel the activation of the pectoral muscles. So just press into your hands and you're going to feel your chest activate. Sit up nice and tall. Brace your core. And then we're going to exhale and twist over to the right side. Exhale. Really press into your hands. Inhale. Exhale, other side. And in. So you're trying to press and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Press. And inhale. One more time. Exhale. Press. Keep those knuckles squeezing together. Come back to the center. Last time. Squeeze. And release. Inhale the hands all the way up. Go ahead. Bring that right hand to left knee. Sit up nice and tall. And do it the other way. Okay. So inhale. Reach up. Core locked on. Exhale. Squeeze. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale. There is no leaning forward yet. The next one, we're going to lean forward. Inhale. So you can go a little further down your leg, maybe towards your ankle. Toes are pointed up. Inhale. This is actually stretching your hamstrings, leaning forward and using your back. Inhale up. If this is causing you any issue, bend your knee slightly, bring your feet closer together, or just sit up and reach for the knee as opposed to the foot. Inhale up and exhale over. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's try both hands. Inhale, exhale, reach down. Keep your right butt cheek or left butt cheek. Yeah, right butt cheek attached to the ground. Inhale up, float to the other side. It is your left butt cheek that must stay down. The right one is grounded because you're leaning towards the right. Inhale up, exhale, twist. Inhale up and exhale, twist. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going for the figure eight. Inhale, exhale, reach down through the center, scoop to your foot all the way up, down through the center to your foot. So exhale, lean forward. Inhale, exhale, lean forward and go again. One more time, leaning on in, bracing that core, both butt cheeks firmly in cement. They're not lifting. Don't let yourself compensate. Come back in through the center and shake it out. All right. We've got this stance. It's a good stance. So we're just going to take our hands and bring them behind us. We're leaning back. Okay? And what I want you to do is go and bring that right foot, lean back, bend the knee slightly, and bring it to the front. Go ahead and take that foot back out to the side where it was. Do the same thing with the other foot. Slightly bend the knee, bring it in, tap, and then bring it out. All right, so tap, tap, lean back, open up the chest, tap, tap. Elbows are bent. You've got the chest up and you can be looking at the sky. Tap, tap. Now we're feeling our inner thighs, our quads, and our hip flexors working. One more time. Tap, tap, and then tap, tap. All right, so now we're just not going to tap when we come to the center. Hover and bring it back. Lean back, chest up, hover the foot and bring it back. Now see if you can straighten your knee and really get into the quad. You should even see your quads fire up here. I can actually see some of my quads popping up as I do this, feeling it deep into the hip flexor and adductor. Okay, hover, tap it down, keep the chest lifted, hover, and tap it down. How are we doing? Oof, got a little buggy in my face. All right, so now that we've done those ones, you got to lift your chest up. Really lean back into this one because we're going to do both feet. All right, I know, sounds crazy, but we're going to take it and we're going to tap it down, arc the feet, and tap it up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, tap it down. Can you feel those quads, inner thighs? And out. Do not cave in. Keep your chest lifted, look to the sky. Tap it down, brace the core, and lift it out. One more time. Tap it down and lift it out. All right. So, you know that in movies, when you see people, they're really happy and they're dancing along and they click their heels. All right. We are not dancing, but we are still having that kind of fun. We're going to try and lift, tap the heels. So, turn the feet out just slightly. Lift your chest up. If you can't do it, you need to touch down. It is okay. If you're still doing one leg, it just makes you stronger so that eventually you can do this one. And if you can only do one, that's fine. If you have to collapse a little bit, then I need you to go back to the previous one. Okay, collapsing just means you're using other muscles. So now that we've had the break and we know our minds know what's going to happen, we got to get into our bodies. This is the mind body connection. Your brain knows what I want you to do. Can your body do it? Can it get in line with your brain? Lift your shoulders back, soften your elbows. Take a deep breath in, exhale, tap, and down. Exhale, tap, and down. Exhale, tap, and down. Two more, tap, and down. Turn the toes out, tap, and down. Okay, everyone feels those quads, right? Now, give a little shake out. And if you really feel confident, we were up in this position before, and we were doing our twists, and we were doing our reaches. So we know that we can balance this way, okay? We know that we can keep ourselves upright. However, can you just lean back slightly to engage that core? Take those hands out to the side and do that pattern again. First, right leg tap, tap, out left leg, tap, out one more time, tap, tap. Can you hover? Hover, tap, hover, tap. One more, hover, tap, hover, tap. Can you do heels? Tap. Oh my gosh. Tap. Good. Two more. Tap. Turn the toes out. Tap. Ooh, that is your quads. Yeah, you don't need to be standing to work those. Oh, give them a little love. Give them a little love. Shake them out. All right. Feeling fun this morning, right? Okay, so now we have done our core, our side obliques, our quads. Let's go ahead and get into our butts. Can't wait for that, right? All right, so we are going to get our elbow underneath our shoulder. Okay, elbow right in the center of your mat. Okay, so once it's in the center of your mat, you can take a look and put your hips in the center of your mat. If you have one of those nice mats that have the lines down it or patterns and stuff like that, so you can see where the center of your mat is, awesome. If you're using a plain mat like me, you can do that. You get it. And then you're going to place your back foot out straight, and your heel is in the center of your mat. So now you know that you're aligned. The only thing you really have to make sure is your shoulder is right under your elbow. Okay, so now that we've got this one, we're going to make sure our hips are stacked. We're not leaning back. So go ahead and make sure those hips are stacked. And we're going to then hover our top foot off. Now you can hold yourself in the front, or if you've already got good balance, you can take that hand and rise it up into the sky. All right, so from here, all I want you to do is bring your foot forward, flex at the heel, and bring it back. Okay, so it's that painting movement. Again, we need flexion in the ankle, and we don't get a lot of flexion in the ankle in modern day society. And I want you to keep those hips stacked. So don't worry about it being a big move behind you. Keep them stacked and squeeze the heck out of your bum. Oops, you see, there I wasn't squeezing my bum tight enough. My hips dropped and I lost it. So I'm going to brace, pay more attention to what I'm doing with my hips. I'm going to go forward and then paint it back. Okay, so again, squeezing your core to keep you upright, squeezing your butt to control the movement. Two things have to go on here: core, absolutely, and butt. All right, one more time, painting forward and painting back. All right, go ahead and come forward, and then this time you're going to draw a circle up, flex your heel, and then draw the circle back, point. Okay, draw up, heel, and then point, come back. You should be starting to feel fire in the butt. Go ahead and come up. Remember, hand can be down if you need more stability, and draw. Okay, one more time. Go ahead and flex to come back and point. All right, you're going to flex and come back. It's just behind. You've got your hips stacked, and we're just going to lift up and down, up and down, oh, up and down. I know, I'm feeling this. Trust me. Up and down, up and down. This is the full range of motion that you can get by squeezing. Glute med and glute max is going to help out, and you're going to point your toe down towards the floor, up and down. Now that you've got the toe pointed down, the heel is up. Stay in your top and do pulses. Pulse, 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 pulse. I know you're loving me right now. Come on, you've got 8, 7, 6. Point the toe down. 3, 2, 1. Release. Sweep yourself over. All right, so hopefully you've lit up this part of your body. We've forgotten about this. We're still working a little bit of this, and we're just going to switch sides. All right, so now you know the deal. Elbow, center of your mat. Shoulder, underneath elbow. Butt, center of mat. Bottom leg, heel, center of mat. Hips squared on top of each other, stacked, and then you can lift that top foot up. Hand can be down in front of you, but shoulders and chest have to be open. So roll the shoulders back, press into the forearm, okay, not into the elbow. It's not this. It is pressing so that you can use your forearm so that when you come down, it's more like that. All right, so now that we've got that going on, and we know where the focus is on our forearm to keep our shoulder girdle stable, we've got work for our leg. Inhale if you've got stability. Again, this is a lot of core work to keep you upright. And then I'm already feeling my butt just hanging out in the air. All right, let's go ahead and come forward, point the toe, and then come back with the heel. Point and flex. Good. Take a few moments. This side is a little more wobbly for me. My butt cheek on this side of my body. Not as strong. It's okay. You have a dominant side of the body. Hand point. As I'm talking, I'm losing my point and flex. Flex and point. Reach for the sky. Flex and point. One more time. Flex and point. Go ahead and flex all the way back. Arch up and point. So draw that U shape, rainbow shape, banana shape, whatever you think of that has that circular half moon shape, and point. Good. Go ahead and heel comes back. Toe comes forward. One more time, heel back. Lift that chest, don't collapse, point. All right, heel stays back. We're just lifting up and down. Keep the chest lifted, press into the forearm, up and down. Remember, you can take a breather. You can put the hand down. Now that we've got this range of motion, point the toe down, let the heel lead up. It changes it, doesn't it? Really maximizes butt. All right, keep the chest lifted. We're doing the pulses. All right, let's go. Pulse at the top. Pulse. Turn the toe down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on, flex that heel. Keep the chest lifted. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, why was it worse on this side? Always on the second side, because your brain knows what's coming. Oof. All right. Sit up a little bit. A little shake side to center yourself up. I am going to take my little towel, wipe down. It's about 30, 33 degrees here right now. It is hot Pilates. Oof. Everything is hot in Costa Rica, I got to tell you. There is no such thing as yoga in Costa Rica. It's only hot yoga. There is never just yoga. So when they ask us what is hot yoga in Costa Rica, we say it's yoga. It's just yoga. All right, how are we feeling? Still feeling the butt. All right, let's actually just roll it out. Feet down, walk feet wide. Okay, and then chest lifted. Keep that chest stretch. Again, we always sit like thus. So anytime we get a chance to open up that chest, does wonders for you. And then you're just going to drop your right knee in. Come back up and drop your left knee in. Okay, that should release some of the pressure that we created. Hopefully that feels good. So internal rotation from the femur in the hip socket and come back out. One more time. Keep the chest lifted and go ahead. All right, we're good. So go ahead and come on to your bellies. All right. So now that we're here on our bellies, I want you to shimmy so that you're feeling good on the hips. And I want you to bend at your knees. Hands are at your shoulders. And you're just going to lift up your chest. Look down at your mat. Squeeze your elbows in towards your body. And you can feel your shoulder blades squeezing in towards the spine. Okay? And then slowly lower down. Hold your feet at a flexion and then push yourself up and bring yourself down. Hopefully you're starting to feel the back. Again, we're just pushing ourselves up, looking down at our mat. Coming back down. We're just making sure we're comfortable here. Go ahead and lift yourself up. You're coming onto the lower ribs and then lowering yourself down. All right. Now you can turn your head to the side if you need to take a look at the screen, or you can keep your chin on your mat, whatever feels comfortable. And I just want your hands to be right by your shoulders, fingertips spread nice and wide. You're not changing that. Okay. What I want you to do is then keeping your back knee down, squeezing your butt and lift your front knee off and then place it back down. Okay, do the same thing. Press your front knee down into the ground, squeeze the heck out of your butt and lift your back knee off. It's almost as if you were holding something on your foot and bring it back down. Now, if you do have yoga blocks. And if I was in the studio and I was really going to have a challenge for you, I'd come along and put yoga blocks on your feet. And that way you can just think about it. Think about me putting 2 yoga blocks on your feet. And now I just want you to raise that front foot up, holding that block on there, and then bring it back down. Just that visualization should help. And then into the back foot. Okay, and back down. Now that you've got it, really brace your core and lift both of your feet up by squeezing your butt and send those imaginary yoga blocks to the sky and place your feet back down. Exhale, squeeze up and place it down. Now you should feel your entire butt squeezing, glute max this time more than your min and med that we were working earlier, and your lower back. So squeeze and down. So now we're going to seesaw it, like a little roll up at the front. Okay. And then come down, lift your knees up, squeeze your butt, and come down. Lift your chest and come down. Lift your knees and come down. So we can go a little faster. Up and lift. Up and knee lift. Up and knee lift. Can you go ahead and push up? Come down. Up, down, up, down. All right. If you've got this going on, you've got this rocking horse going, and you're comfortable, can you lift your hands out to the side and keep it going? Up, 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 down, up, down. Rock for 3, 2, 1. And put your hands down at your side. Wow. Getting a good massage on those abs. Knees are outside of your hips. Toes are touching the mats. We're going to slowly lift our chests, send our butts to our heels, and press back to lengthen out that spine. Oh, that feels good. All right, you're getting the plantar stretch if your toes are still tucked. Pressing your thighs or your ribs towards your thighs and actively reach your hands forward to stretch out those lats. A couple of nice deep breaths here. Again, they can be nice deep yoga type breaths right into the belly because we're in a relaxed position. We're not engaging the core at this point. And then we're going to come into all fours. All right, so knees underneath the hips, tucking the toes, fingertips spread wide, wrists underneath elbows, elbows underneath shoulders. Okay, now that we've got this one here, we are going to extend our back leg, toe down. Okay, and then we're going to take our front hand and reach it out as well. Now take your core and squeeze your belly in, squeeze your butt, and pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Okay, so now you're strong and able to lift your hand and your foot up to shoulder and hip height and bring them back down. Go ahead and lift up. You're getting shoulder stabilization through that back hand, and you're using the strength of your back and your glutes to stabilize and your core for the balance. All right, now that you've got this, go ahead and lift up. Take your foot and hand out to the diagonal, tap it down, and then we're going to lift our hands up. You're going to cross your back foot towards your front, and you're going to take your front hand to the back of your mat. Okay, so go ahead and lift. Keep your core locked on. Okay, we've done a lot of shoulder movement. We've done a lot of leg movement. We're just putting them together. And tap. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come on out and float. Just lift up, 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 up. So you can touch down if you need to. If you can, you're just staying and floating up and up. Reach the fingers, reach the toes. Good. Now cross it over and do the same thing. Oh, yeah. Up, up. How much more fun is this one? Up, up. Squeeze your butt. Reach your fingers, reach your toes. Up, up, up. We got 4 more. Brace your core. 3, 2, 1, and release. Have a seat, either kneeling or on your haunches. Take the hand that was working, bring it across, and give it a stretch. Nice. Release that wrist. Roll it in one direction, roll it in the other. We're going to take that same hand. We're going to hold at the elbow. We're going to place that hand on our back, holding onto the elbow, and sliding that hand straight down your spine. That's going to stretch out tricep, give you a little bit more of a side bend as you tip towards me. Kneeling or seated like me, whatever works for you. And then let's release it out and give it a shake. We are ready to do it on the other side. Okay, so we're a little bit fatigued now. but you've got now this arm is fatigued from holding yourself up from that stabilization. Again, the key to good movement, good ability to work throughout life is to be able to hold your body up, to be able to get off the floor, and to have strong shoulders so that you can do that. All right, so we're stabilizing through the shoulders. So shoulders up, back, and down, wrist, elbow, shoulder, stacked, fingertips spread wide, grip. Knees underneath the hip, tuck your toes. Front leg, send it back, brace your core right now. That core is on. Remember that breathing that we practice? That's where you got that brace. You're breathing with your core locked on, and you're taking that other hand and lengthening it out. That's putting a lot more weight on your stabilizing hand and shoulder. Let's go ahead and lift them up and place them back down. If you need to make any adjustments, now's the time to do it. Straight up and straight down. Inhale and exhale. This is your base move. Once you've got it so that your hips aren't tipping, that your core is braced, that your hand is stabilized, and so is your shoulder girdle, then we can take it out to the side, tap it down, cross it over, back hand to front of mat, cross your front leg to your back, up and over, looking down at your mat for a nice long cervical spine, and then tap. Okay, so we're trying to stabilize the shoulder because we're moving the limbs across. We're bracing the core for the stability, but you're starting to feel the shoulder as you shift out is slightly different than when you shift inwards. All right, one more time, go out and then go in. We're going to take it out and just hold the hover. Pull the belly in, roll the shoulders back, lift up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Toe tap acceptable. Break is acceptable. Not being out to the side and rather being more linear in front of your body and out the back. 2, 1. Best part, switch it, sweep so that you're across your body. Lift up, I know, up and up. Changes the center of gravity. So you got to figure out how to brace that core and really root down through that hand and shoulder. Lift, 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 lift. You've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, knee down. Again, kneeling or sitting all the way back. Walking yourself up, taking the hand that you just worked, that front hand, crossing it over and allowing the stretch across the shoulder, deltoids. Release the wrist. You've got lots of room to play in the air now. Just give it a couple of rolls. And then you're going to push your hand on your elbow. You're going to help guide that hand up. You're going to pat yourself in the back, center of spine. And once you've done that, look straight up. And then you're just going to guide yourself towards the back. Again, hips are in cement, so we're not sticking our hip out. We're sitting up the way we are, or we're kneeling, and we're just side bending. So whichever way you prefer to do it. A couple of nice deep breaths here. Again, not using our core. It's a relaxed position, so we can breathe into the belly. Nice, deep, relaxing breaths, as opposed to Pilates breathing, which is keeping the core locked on while we're taking our breath and using our diaphragm. Let's go ahead and release that. We're going to towel down, and we're going to come onto our backs for our last few. All right. So if you are having fun with the rollbacks, this is where we're going to start. Center of our mat. Hold onto your knees. Come into your tabletop. Okay. So you've got a nice shins parallel to the ceiling or the floor. And then we're just going to take our hands out. We're going to roll back, place the hands over, and then come back. Place the hands over, maybe tap, and come back. Reach and come back. Reach and come back. All right, we're going to take our hands up over our head now. Whoa, check that out. Didn't that just change everything? It just changed it for me, and I wasn't bracing hard enough when I did it. All right, so now we're just going to roll back and keep the hands just behind your head. Roll back and keep your hand just behind your head. 2 more. And last one. All right. Is there anyone who wants more? All right. Hands just slightly behind your head. Feet are parallel, kind of. Okay. Roll back and then kick those legs out into a V. What? Roll back and come out into a V shape. 2 more. Roll back. V. Lower abs kicking in. 1 more time. Hold and release. Yeah. I don't need to say anything about that. You already know. You're probably already saying things in your head. Make sure you keep those thoughts in your head. All right, let's go ahead and roll onto our backs. Again, this is some more advanced options here. So let's take it from our base moves and then we can talk about advanced. All right, so head flat. If you have a ponytail or any kind of hair that is causing your head to not be touching the floor, adjust it now. Okay. And then we're just going to place our hands down and we're going to pull our knees up into our chests and we're going to lift our butts just a little bit, beep, and then tap it back down. All right, so just a little beep. So come on up, lift, and then bring it back down. All right, 2 more. Just lift, exhale, come back down. 1 more time, exhale, and come back down. If you are ready, go ahead and keep the knees stacked. And this time you're going to kick the feet up. Kick the feet up and come down. Kick the feet up, come down. Stay with the first practice move if doing this isn't working for you. Okay, we've stretched out hamstrings, so we should be good to go with allowing our heels to kick up. We've worked our back by rolling, and we've definitely gotten into that core. So we're just lifting up, 1 more time, lifting up, and place it down. Now we can lift up and turn our hips. So we're going to control it with the obliques to twist as we send our feet towards the front, the toes towards the front. We're going to come down and then send the toes towards the back. So hands down. You can stay with base movement, lifting up, choop, and coming down. Or you can be with the knees stacked, lift up, and come down. And now we're just going to kick it so that the toes come forward, lift and twist. And then to the back, lift and twist, lift and twist, lift and twist. Exhale, press. Exhale, press. This is what we call a tornado twist. You can kind of see why. 2 more. Lift, get those obliques in. Lift those big butts. Well, my butt's big. I feel like it's heavy just because I'm lifting it. Ugh. 1 more time, front. Everything seems much bigger when you're trying to lift it. And down. I look at bags and I see groceries and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's not a problem. I can lift that. And then when you actually go to lift it, that's where your mind and body have the disconnect. Mind is saying, yeah, no problem. It's light as a feather. Body picks it up and goes, not quite the feather. So again, just get your mind and your body into the same place, right? So don't worry if you can't do all the movements. It's all about just understanding you, your body, and getting that mind-body connection. All right, now that we've done that, we have our hands down at our side. You're shaking your head side to side. If you have any neck issues at all, I am not recommending that you do in yoga. It's called plow. And we're just going to do a full kick back with our feet up over our heads. Okay. So I'm actually going to remove my little ponytail, take my own advice to make sure that my neck is able to be flat on the ground with nothing interfering with it. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead, lift up, kick up, and hold your bum. You don't have to go too far. I'm not going right over my head first, and I've got quite an angle here. Okay. And then drop back down. So we're just going to kick up, lift, hold, and now you might want to get a little bit higher, bringing those feet into the sky for a shoulder stand, and then slowly roll down. Okay. So we can practice just this. We're not doing too much here. other than trying to find our balance and getting up into a vertical position. Slowly roll down. One more time. Lift it up. Come on up. Hold. And then from here, you can bend your knees. Okay, see if you can get them to around your forehead. You can extend one leg out. See if it touches the floor. And then pull it in. See if you can touch the other one to the floor and in. Now, if you're comfortable getting both of those toes to touch one at a time, do it again. See if it's comfortable. Can you get it to touch? Bring it back in. It depends on the hamstrings. My hamstrings are pretty tight. I went for a run yesterday, not going to lie, and my hamstrings are feeling it. So I'm going to slowly bring my front foot down, and then I'm going to bring my other foot down and see how that feels. All right, not too bad. I'm going to take my hands out behind me, and then we're just going to slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Oh, all right, how'd it go? All right, if you're good, let's go again. Start off nice and slow. Lift up, kick up, and just hold. Okay, if you can go vertical, try it. And then we're going to bend our knees slowly. Bring one foot over. Bring the other foot over. Place the hands down. Slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Now, if you're okay, you may omit the holding onto your butt. Lift up, and then just put your toes down. And then slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. You can, of course, just come up and hold where you are, and then slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Okay? So your choices, lots of them, to just kick up and then slowly come down vertebrae by vertebrae. One more time. Go ahead, kick up, and slowly lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. You can now go ahead and lift up. Here's where it happens. You're going to slide your feet to the front and roll down through the side of your spine. Kick straight up, tap toes, turn your toes to the back, and slowly roll down. Super advanced option here. Go ahead, kick up, turn, roll down. Last time, kicking up. This is for huge spinal mobility, and slowly roll down. Good. All right, take a moment to take your hands out to the side. Let your knees drop one way. Let your knees drop the other way. One more time to the front. Yeah, one more time to the back. And back in. Our last one. Again, if you have fatigued and you know that the back is done, do not move on. This is not something that you want to progress if you're feeling that you're unsure or anything. I want you to stop right here. If you've been practicing Pilates for a while, if you've got strong core and all up until now you have been fine, then you can proceed with this one. It is going to be a lift up over your head. Take your feet out wide, roll down. Go ahead and cross your feet. Go ahead and lift up with the feet crossed. Take them out, slowly roll down, and cross the other way. Okay, so my front foot is in the top. I'm going to lift up, tap, take the feet out, roll down through the spine. Now my back foot is on top, lifting up, tap, and then pulling out and rolling down. One more time. Front foot on top, lift up, tap, pull out, roll down, back foot on top, lift up, out, and have a seat. All right, let's go ahead and come into the center of our mat. Have a seat. Fix anything that you need to, like your hair, for me. Grab some water. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in. And let's calm ourselves down. All right. Seated. We're going to do some cat-cows again, this time hands on the knees. We're going to pull forward, arch the back, okay, opposite to what we were doing just now, and then pull back. This is where we were. So this one now should feel really, really easily able to slide it into, excuse me. This one here is countering what we had just done on all of that back work. That was manipulation of every single spinal vertebrae, right from cervical down thoracic, right to your lumbar spine. Now you always want to have a nice mobile spine. Anytime that your spine loses its mobility, you have a more difficult time with general movements. Again, and that can track down into hip problems, which can translate to knee problems, ankle problems, plantar surface of the foot. It can go upwards. It can cause shoulder problems, which can then cause problems in the elbows, which can then cause problems in your wrists, carpal, your fingers. You can get numbness. We get sciatica. Sometimes you get the numbness down the arms. There's a lot of things that you want to make sure that your spine has that flexibility so that all the nerve endings are properly able to be accessed without being compressed by any of the bones, ligaments, and muscles in the body. Roll the shoulders back and down. Take a nice deep breath in. Look all the way up. Exhale. Bring those hands down through heart center and tuck your chin. Let's go ahead and rise up again. These are the nice, deep, big belly breaths. And come back down. One more time, nice big inhale all the way up. And come back down. Go ahead and place your hands on your knees, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Tuck your chin down, and then just bring your chin over to your right shoulder. Look all the way up. And then bring your chin down, circle through, and look the other way. Go ahead and come down. Rise the chin up. Coming down. And then rise the chin up. And then come down. Stack your head neutral, looking straight ahead, but your eyes can be closed. And we're just going to tip our ear over to the right. Hold it here. Let your left elbow just shake it out and let that left shoulder relax. Taking that right hand, placing it on left temple. We're not pulling, we're just placing our hand down. Giving a little bit more gravity-fed pressure to access the scalenes, traps, left scap. Release the hand, put it back on your knee, and then slowly lift the head up. Shoulders up, back and down. Take your ear over to the other side. So it's left ear to left shoulder. Shake out that right elbow. Make sure there's no tension. We're not trying to keep that shoulder up. We're pulling the shoulder down and just giving an elbow wiggle. Nice, deep, big, relaxing breaths because now we're into the relaxation part. Hand to temple. Again, it's not a pull, it's a place. And gravity-fed pressure, not pulling, not mechanical pressure. Always moving safely and slowly out of our relaxation postures. Remove your hand from your temple first, put it back on your knee, and then slowly lift your head back up into a neutral position. Let's go ahead and look all the way up to the sky. Bring your chin to your shoulder and look down on the right side. Look all the way up to the sky. Bring your chin down to the left shoulder. One more time each side. Look all the way up. And then bring your chin down, gaze at the floor. Inhale and exhale. Chin down to your shoulder and look up to the sky. Go ahead and bring your head to neutral. Relax your hands, relax your shoulders. Let your lips part. Let your tongue pull away from the roof of the mouth. Soften your eyes. Just focus on nice deep breaths. Inhaling, sitting up taller. And exhale, relax and let the shoulders drop. We'll do this 2 more times. Big inhale. Still sitting tall, but allowing the shoulders to relax. 1 more time. Big inhale. Exhale and relax. Take a moment in your silence just to notice how your body feels. Notice how your face feels. Does your jaw feel like we worked it today because we were gritting our teeth and we're using our neck muscles to get into some of the postures? In our future practices, we got to remember to just relax those neck muscles, relax the tension in our jaw. Some of us grit our teeth when we sleep. We have a tendency to put our stresses in our jaws. Go ahead and think about your shoulders and just let them relax. If they've creeped up, some of us pull our tension up into our shoulders. If we're living in a colder climate, as I do half the year, I notice that on those cold days, I have a tendency to really want to just squeeze those shoulders up against my ears. Not as much in Costa Rica. It's a little hot, and I have a tendency to have my arms on my hips to try and keep my arms away from my body. So just it could be a climate thing. It could be something that you've learned. And so again, just take notice of situations, situations of how you react to situations or environmental factors. So it could be heat. It could be how you are sitting, how your desk is set up, how you walk, how you carry your bags. All of these things can definitely affect those shoulders. So just notice how those shoulders feel. Notice if we have a tendency to keep one shoulder up because we're carrying a bag. It's all about just being right there to understand your body. Everyone's going to be different. Now we're taking that focus into our lower backs and our core. Now, when you sit and you sit with a chair that has a back, you will generally push your back into it, slump forward, and you're taking your abdominals and completely releasing them. They're completely relaxed. So if you're looking at me right now, my abs are unengaged, okay? And my lower back has stretched out those muscles. So when we sit up nice and tall, you are using the engagement of your core to keep your spine upright. So if you have a tendency to sit in a chair that has a back for very long periods of time, chances are your core is going to be a little weaker because we are not using it to sit. So any chance that you get to sit in a chair for a short period of time that doesn't have a back, sort of like what we're doing sitting on the floor, you have to keep engaged. Those stability balls were quite a rage for sitting on in the offices. And it was a good idea, except that a lot of the times when you had to twist and turn and you weren't focused because you were thinking about your job and you weren't thinking about your body, you could slide off of those. So a lot of workplaces had too many slide accidents. And so they've said that those stability balls are not good for the workplace. So they are good if you are sitting at home and you are watching television and you can keep half of your mind on something you're watching and half of your mind on your body, something like a reality TV show. You know what I'm talking about. Those TV shows that you really don't need much brain power. If you're engaged in a super, super, super interesting documentary or a program that is talking about biographies or something like that, and you need to be a little bit more engaged, stability ball, probably not the time to use it. So again, stability balls are great. They are the exact reason why. You have to then use a little bit more for balancing left and right, but that engages the core and it takes some of the pressure off your back. Now let's talk about those hips. Again, we're seated a lot of the time. We're seated right now. If you're in cross-legged position like I am and your knees are down, then you've got some good hip opening. If you have to prop something underneath or seated like this isn't your thing, then I recommend you just take some time just to sit in this position. And over time, gravity will allow you to pull open and get those hips open again. Again, sitting with our feet in a chair with our feet and knees bent, it takes a lot of the stretch out of your hamstrings and puts more of the stretch in the quads. We tend to be a quad dominant society now with a quad dominant society with less hamstring. And so a lot of our knee injuries and a lot of our back injuries and glutes don't have the strength that we would have had over the period of our lifetimes where we would have been standing as opposed to sitting. And I mean the period of our lifetimes, meaning our whole history of being a human species, Homo sapiens. Okay. So again, we want to make sure that we have the ability to take those legs out. And if you want to try it now, you'll understand how much more your core has to work and how much you're going to feel it in your hamstrings to sit up nice and tall. Again, if you can't do this right now, do not worry. You have time to practice this a couple of minutes every day before you go to bed, maybe during the day when you have some time. When you're watching those TV shows that I know that we do, we can sit like this, legs out, shoulders over hips, core locked on, and just breathing. Very active position to sit in. And then if you have managed to send those legs straight out, we can think about those ankles and we can just do a little point and flex, circle around, little shake. Again, a lot of the times we do not have the ankle mobility. If you're thinking about your squats, getting down into any kind of squat type of position, the ankles need to be able to flex for you to get down at that. Hips, yes, knees, yes, but those ankles must have also the ability to flex. And we don't do that when we're wearing shoes most of the time. Those ankles don't have a lot of movement. The shoes give us support in ways that our feet used to be able to manipulate around rocks, and including those ankles to swivel. And now we have a flat, hard surface in those shoes, and we just mostly don't have that flexion and rotational power of those ankles anymore. So just something to be mindful of. Let's do a couple of nice deep breaths here. Big inhale and exhale. One more time, big inhale and exhale. Sit in a position that's most comfortable for you, whether it is the engaging position that I'm in or whether it's something more relaxing. And then just hold your silence for the next 60 seconds, 1 minute. knowing that you can stay in your position for as long as you need to. But if you're ready to get some movement back, let's go ahead and come into a gentle cross seated, maybe one leg out, little rock side to side. Inhale those hands all the way up. Right hand forward, left hand to the back. Exhale. Inhale, lift up, look to the sky. And bring it out the other way. One more time, doing these nice shoulder, chest opens, twists in the back. One more time, big inhale. And exhale. Come all the way up. Bring those hands down through heart center. Let's go ahead and roll those shoulders forward to take a slight bow. Thank you, everyone, for practicing today. Hope we had some fun. Hope you were able to choose the level that worked for you. And I will hopefully see you probably one more video from Costa Rica before I end up back in the north. And I'll be teaching my classes in community centers, in fitness centers, and they will be live. So hope to see everyone real soon. Take care.